I'm proud to say that I have had the opportunity to witness at least some of the early years of the Institute when I was member of the board. And today I'm very impressed with the results you have achieved since. You conducted, as I've seen here, 700 research projects, produced over 600 scientific publications, successfully graduated 400 students as Masters of European Studies, and conducted summer schools, workshops, lectures, and other events for participants from all around the world. I would therefore like to congratulate both the representatives of the city and the university for having contributed to the development of this institute. It has become an important asset for Bonn as a center of international affairs, which the state of North Rhine-Westphalia supports through its strategy of promoting Bonn's place on the world map of international affairs. And North Rhine-Westphalia derives major benefits from the European Union. I could give you many examples, but let me just mention the European Structural and Investment Funds. During the periods from 2014 to 2020, our Bundesland receives 2.56 billion euro of those funds. If you add the required co-financing, this comes to a total of 5 billion euro over a 7-year period, the largest source of investment for structural reforms at our disposal. Moreover, the structural funds focus on the priorities of the Europe 2020 strategy, encourages the recipients of this funding all across Europe to take important steps towards smart, sustainable, and inclusive growth. These are priorities which jibe very well with the political priorities of our government here, so that I wholeheartedly subscribe to them. North Rhine-Westphalia, as the industrial heartland of Germany, of course has its vital interest in not only maintaining its industrial base, but also in making it more innovative and sustainable to ensure long-term growth for our region. We therefore strongly welcome the European Commission renewed focus on industrial policy. It dovetails with our regional priorities and provides us with additional instruments to implement and fund priority actions. For example, in the framework of the European Fund of Regional Development, where recent calls for proposals in North Rhine-Westphalia targeted sectors like health, manufacturing, systems engineering, mobility and logistics, life science, and information and communication technologies. Or let me mention what we call NRW 4.0, our initiative focusing on the requirements of the digital age, which has the potential to feed into the European Commission's digital agenda and vice versa. Against the backdrop, it becomes quite clear that the regional level and the European level need to work together if these common objectives are to be achieved. And to come to the present day, how would each European country on its own be able to cope with the refugee situation and the humanitarian tragedies we are being faced with every day? Let me be quite clear. Every man, every woman, every child who perishes in the Mediterranean Sea is one too many. And we cannot rest until we have found a lasting solution that prevents these tragedies. And the challenge goes beyond rescue operations on the high sea. Many of the refugees who reach our shores have lost everything, and many are also deeply traumatized, and they require our support. On the one hand, many of them are also highly accomplished professionals, eager to benefit the societies they settle in, if we can help them to unlock their potential. It must therefore be a major European priority to ensure that refugees are treated humanely across the EU, and that all EU member states share in coping with these challenges. There is no easy solution to the refugee problem, but one thing I know for sure: without the cooperation structures in justice and home affairs that we have built over the past 20 years, without at least the beginning of a common European asylum system, we would not even have the tools that enable us to address these issues. Institutions like the ZEI will continue to be on the front line when it comes to explaining Europe, teaching about Europe, and researching Europe. I therefore hope to see the ZEI advancing along the path, contributing to the European Union's problem-solving capacity by adding expertise to the process of permanent adaptation, as well as through the education of committed young people inspired by European ideas and idols.